guys, we are back up here, 2017 Western Washington archery elk hunt. Excited, getting ready to go here. Just getting to the woods right now. A little bit different this year. My dad is actually going to be hunting with me. Last year he came up with me and hunted alongside me, but he didn't actually hunt himself. This year he will actually be carrying a bow and trying to get his own elk. So the hope is that he is able to do that, and if he is, that will be his first ever elk he's ever taken. He's never shot an elk with a rifle or any weapon. He's never taken an elk, so it would be pretty cool if he's able to get it done. So the hope is that we both are able to tag out and get 2 elk this year. So we'll see what happens. So stay tuned and we'll see. Made it. Now it's time to set up camp, get it set up, and then go try and find some deer or elk or grouse. And my dad got a flat. Awesome.
Right here.
Dang it. Well, first thing we did is what?
Get a flat.
At least we made it to camp though. Get to fix it here at camp. Okay, now we're pumping it. Got it plugged. Now we're pumping. It's gonna take a little bit, but while we're waiting, we're gonna get camp set up, so time will go by pretty fast. Alright, camp is all set up. Dad's over there taking pictures. And now we're about to go do a little scouting. Maybe get a deer. We both have deer tags, so we can also shoot it. It's deer season right now. Deer's open, so if we see a deer, my dad's gonna shoot it, hopefully. Or maybe we'll get some grouse or something, but we're gonna go head out and try and see what we can find. Well, we went on a scout today from camp and we didn't see anything. No elk, no deer, no grouse, nothing. Didn't even hear anything bugling or anything. So tomorrow we're gonna go in blind and just hopefully locate something and get on them. But nothing tonight. Nothing on our scouting trip. But that doesn't mean we won't. That doesn't mean that they won't be bugling tomorrow morning, or even tonight, maybe when we go to bed. I'm hoping we hear something tonight, just because builds my confidence, makes me feel good when I hear a bugle. So we'll see. We're gonna eat dinner and then go to bed. All right, opening morning. We're at our first spot. I just let out a couple bugles. Nothing responded, but found some fresh rubs right here. We're gonna walk down this road and bugle our way down there and hopefully get something to respond. We'll see what happens. Well, our first spot didn't pan out any bugles or elk or anything. Gave it a good try. We probably walked, I don't know, a mile bugling, but nothing answered us. So we're moving on to our next spot. We'll do it again and again and again until we finally get something to respond. Alright, we just heard our first bugle. We're gonna go into the thick, nasty stuff here and see if we can't get him to come in and yeah, hopefully we can get on him. He was about, I mean, he seems kind of far, so we'll see if we can't get on him, but at least we finally heard one, and yeah, it's still early, so we'll see what happens.
Well, we heard a bugle, and we were a long ways away, so you looked on Google Earth, figured out where he was. So we drove to this spot and walked that road, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile, and then you bugled, located him. We went down after him. He got closer, and I mean way down there, and it was thick, super thick.
Yeah.
And he got really aggressive as it went on. I mean, I think you got him we were within 60, maybe 50 yards of him. Just so you can only see 10 yards.
I know, very thick.
And that was it. And you could hear him moving. You could hear the cows mewing, and he was getting upset. I mean, just extremely mad. Got my heart pumping, thinking, here it comes, 10 yards.
Yeah.
We're gonna get him. And then he stopped. I don't know what happened. The wind was perfect. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and he just walked off.
And then a lesson to everybody: use your compass, because when we got down there, turned around, without the compass, I don't know if we would be at the truck right now.
Yeah.
It was thick. And yeah, trust your compass. They work.
Yeah.
It was fun though. So we're gonna go after another one.
Agreed.
We'll get them.
Well, it's morning of day 2. Got our fire going again, propane heat. Woke up to bugles this morning, so that's always a good feeling when you wake up and you got bulls bugling right from your camp. So a little bit more excitement already this morning than we had yesterday. Well, we just chased a bull. We went walking down this road, and he was in the timber, and by the time we saw him, he was already running. And then we chased after him, never got on him again, but he was a legal bull. He was at least a 4-point. He might have been 5, but I know he had at least 4 on both sides. I didn't bring a camera with me because it started raining really bad, and I didn't want to get the camera wet, so I didn't get any video of him. Don't know if I would have, even if I had the camera, because he took off so fast. But at least we saw an elk, and yeah, that's the plus.
Getting closer.
Getting closer. Finally saw an elk. So next is to get one to stand still. So, well, I just got done hiking down this road. This is where I shot my bull last year. Some elk sign down here and stuff. some fresh rubs right up the road this way, and but nothing calling, nothing answering us. We've heard 2 bugles today. Eventually one will answer us and want to play. But so far, the 2 we've heard today, they didn't want to. So we'll see. Well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Elk calling has been pretty much non-existent. We're on day 3 now. Today is Monday. We've had 1 encounter with a bull, and that was yesterday morning. But other than that, they're just not vocal yet. Hoping soon, within the next couple days, they'll ramp it up. But so far, these first 3 days, we've been bugling and cow calling and just trying it all, hiking lots of miles. We've been averaging about 5 miles a day hiking, and you know, and then on top of that, we're driving these logging roads even further than that. So I mean, and just calling, trying to get a response, and nothing. So like I said, just yesterday we got 1 response in the morning. Located that bull. He was down on the bottom. We went down in after him, got in close, got him worked up a little bit, got to within, I don't know, 70 yards, 60 yards, and could hear his cows chirping and everything, and he was just mad, and we were bugling back and forth for a little bit, and then he kind of just shut up and walked off. And that's like the best encounter we've had. But on a bright note, we finally got our first kill though of the trip, which is a grouse, a nice blue grouse my dad shot just now. He's actually cleaning it right now. I'd show you, but he already cleaned it, and it's just a breast. Well, it's like the head and the breast, so it's kind of not really a full bird anymore. So yeah, at least we got that. We can have some grouse tonight and change it up a little bit. So hopefully by this afternoon or this evening we get on a bull and get him. Dead. Knock another one. Shoot her again. It's day 4. No elk yet. Today we saw 2 elk. One nice bull right in the road. We're trying to check out new areas because the areas we usually hunt just aren't producing any bugles or elk, and so we went to a whole new area trying to learn it, and came around a corner and there's a big bull standing right in the road. He ran off. We went in after him, and he just he just never stopped. He just kept going. And then in that same area, that same new area, we were on another road and came around the corner, and there was an elk in the road, and same thing, just took off. It actually never. I don't know if it. I don't know if it was a cow or a bull, because all I saw, we were coming around a corner, and the elk was walking around the corner, and I could just see like its back half, and then it went into the woods, and we never saw it again. So that's what we saw today. Oh, we saw 5 deer as well. We also shot a grouse. It's very tough. It's very tough to locate them because it's so thick where they're at. I mean, you can't. We went. The area we walked today after that bull was so thick. I mean, you couldn't see 10 feet. It was just crazy thick where they're at. So they're not in clear cuts or anything. So if they're not talking, it's pretty hard to locate them and find them. So, but maybe tomorrow they will. We'll see. Well, we are sitting on top of a mountain right now. Just got done chasing that bull from last night. We got on him again this morning, right at daylight, and spent 3 hours chasing him, and we got to see him. He looks like a nice 5x5. But he was right in the, we popped out on, we chased him through the reprod and then popped out on the road. As soon as we got on the road, he's standing in the road too, and he saw us, and he went back in the woods and in the reprod, and it's so, the wind right now, it's at that transition time where it's swirling, and so he keeps getting our scent, and he won't commit all the way. But he came in probably 3 different times where he was coming, and you could hear him like he was close, but it's so thick in there you can't see 5-10 yards max maybe. and then the wind would swirl, and he would kind of move off, and then you'd hear him bugle kind of a little ways off, and then we'd move up and call him again, and same thing, repeated over and over again. We did it probably 3 or 4 times, but the wind just wasn't consistent enough to get him to come all the way in. But we did see him finally, so that was fun. And there was like 2 other bulls in there too. One, I think, just a younger bull that was just kind of, you could just hear him walking. He would come in from the other side, probably just as a satellite. And then there was another big bull in there too that would bugle every once in a while, but none of them would commit all the way. So we're gonna give them some time. We're gonna let them rest, and then we will maybe just let the winds get more consistent and then hit them again. But they're starting to heat up, so that's good. And we're just kind of hanging in the, got our stuff all in the road, hanging out. Fun stuff.
I thought for sure he was going to walk right in.
I know. He was, and then he just stopped.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like it. Well, guys, that's a wrap. 2017 archery elk season is, our elk trip is in the books. We weren't successful this time. We still had a lot of fun. We were in elk every day but one. Monday was the only day we didn't see elk or anything like that. But even this morning we hunted just the morning. We hunted till about 11, and we got into some bulls, but we got into a herd with a bull, and the only issue was the wind switched and blew right at him. He was coming in again just like the last couple, and wind switched, and that was it. I think the elk seemed to not really start talking until about Wednesday night. Was the first time we really got into from Wednesday night all day Thursday, and then even today, Friday morning, they've been talking. And matter of fact, we woke up this morning with bulls. We had about 3 different bulls around our camp going off, and you can hear the cows chattering, and then the bull, I mean, they were just all over. So it's just now starting to heat up, and had it heated up earlier, like when we first got here, we would have, I can almost guarantee we would have at least got a shot off. It's just the wind is so difficult to play, and you have to, if the wind's not right, I don't care how good of a call you are or whatever, you're not gonna get them. So we gave it our best shot though with what we had, and we had fun. I mean, that's all that matters. It was a lot of fun. My dad did get a deer though on the trip, so it wasn't a complete failure or anything like that. Like, we did harvest an animal. My dad shot his first big game animal with a bow, and so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and now we're headed home, and we can't wait to do it again next year. So yeah, we'll see you again next year.